The bishops are wrapping up their three-day conference in Baltimore. While the sex abuse crisis has been the most talked about topic in the headlines, today the prelates tackled other items on their agenda. But the sex abuse topic did come up again in a late afternoon vote. The Tablet's Christopher White and Currents News' Michelle Powers are both in Baltimore. We begin our coverage tonight with Michelle Powers. Michelle.
Liz, some late-breaking news tonight. The United States Catholic Conference of Bishops decided that they will not be asking the Vatican to release any and all the documents they have regarding ex-Cardinal Theodore McCarrick. What they did vote on today was budgets, elections, a cause for sainthood, and the pastoral letter against racism.
The vote is open. Please vote now.
For the first time in nearly 40 years, the United States bishops have spoken as a group on race issues in the country.
Vote is closed. Please display the vote.
The new pastoral letter, Open Wide Our Hearts, the enduring call to love, was overwhelmingly passed, 241 votes to 3, and came with much praise from areas in the country that have dealt with racism for centuries.
I mean, you took special time to point out Native American, African American, and Hispanic. All three of those have special meaning for us in the Diocese of Phoenix.
The document examines the history of racism in the United States, focusing on three groups: African Americans, Hispanic, and Native Americans. It offers approaches to combat racism, including starting education to Catholic schools, seminarians, and even plans to require Catholic publishing companies to develop curriculum related to racism and reconciliation.
And please vote on the question.
The conference also voted to advance the cause of canonization on a local level for Sister Thea Bowman.
I bring my whole history.
Sister Thea worked furiously for racial awareness and even spoke to bishops at this meeting 30 years ago.
She challenged the bishops to provide a space at the table for collaboration and leadership for all of God's children.
After those action items were voted upon, the meeting turned back to discussions of sex abuse, and in particular, ex-Cardinal Theodore McCarrick. Last year, McCarrick was a retired cardinal at this meeting. This year, bishops called for him to be uninvited, effectively kicking him out of the USCCB.
For us to ignore our responsibility is gravely wrong.
In an exclusive interview with Currents News, the Bishop of Fort Worth, Michael OLSON, explained his rationale.
The Holy Father has removed former Cardinal McCarrick from the College of Cardinals and also directed him to live a life of prayer and penance and isolation. But this body, the USCCB, has done nothing.
Bishop Liam CARY went on to suggest a comprehensive study on the cover-up of abuse by bishops, similar to the John Jay report on the abuse of minors. Speaking about Cardinal McCarrick, he said,
"If Archbishop McCarrick were to come to this microphone today, would he be allowed to speak? As a conference, we have not ruled out his participation. But there will be no open mic for those who suffered at his hands."
Now, despite not voting on many items related to sex abuse, a lot of the bishops are still calling this meeting a success. Bishop Nicholas DiMarzio of the Diocese of Brooklyn says he has faith that the United States bishops will get this right.
When you rush things, you got a rush job. When you take your time, it's better done. So, I mean, that's, again, I think any critical issue will be addressed. In the meantime, it's not like we're stopping any investigations or stopping removing people. It's just that you're looking at making a protocol that's got to last for a long time.
Now, Cardinal Daniel DiNardo will represent the United States bishops at that Vatican summit in February. He promises to relay all of their concerns. Michelle Powers, Currents News.